The Asian Human Rights Commission says that the police officers who shot and killed the youth Subhash Indika Jayasinghe in Pasiala Nittambua should be tried and punished on murder charges. The AHRC says that the investigation should be conducted by a team of independent experts.
The Asian Human Rights Commission notes that delays in the investigation will lead to the creation of an environment where police officers would be allowed to continue to commit such crimes with impunity. The Commission also mentions the recent incident where police had fired on a three-wheeler in Katunayaka and had instead struck a bystander. The Asian Human Rights Commission says that the Sri Lanka police are lawless and lack discipline. The Commission notes that this situation needs to be addressed, and it is against such lawlessness and indiscipline that the people are protesting. Here is an excerpt from the statement. Instead of addressing the virtual collapse of the policing system, the Ministry of Defence has issued pistols to all police officers. The Ministry of Defence should be held responsible for the violence being caused by police officers with these weapons. And the Sri Lankan public should protest against the policy of allowing police officers to carry dangerous weapons. End of extract. The Asian Human Rights Commission adds that shooting people to stop traffic violations is a ludicrous explanation. Lawyers point out that the use of minimal force should not end in death. When we made inquiries, an officer attached to the Nittambua police informed us that the officers in question had been in possession of a police motorcycle when the incident occurred. Lawyers say that in such an event, what the officers should have done is chase down the suspect who failed to heed their signal. However, as is evident, this did not transpire.
With regard to minimum force, according to the law that we know, according to the law of this country, Section 32 of the Code of Criminal Procedures notes that the police can arrest a person without a warrant for failing to heed signals. Section 57 of the Police Act 2 states that even when there is a warrant, the police officers cannot use unnecessary force. The arrest should be made within the legal framework. Police officers do not have the privilege of using unnecessary force or to take the law into their own hands.
Saveen Chaturanga, a friend of Subhash Indika, who was the pillion rider on the motorcycle, says that the police officers were under the influence of alcohol.
The police officers put out their hands and we stopped the motorcycle. We stopped on the Kandy Road in Pasiala, Nittambua. They quickly came close to us and fired. We fell down. The police officers were drunk. There were 5 of them.
When Newsfirst made inquiries, the police noted that a medical report would have to be obtained to state if the police officers in question were under the influence of alcohol. Journalists questioned the police media spokesperson at a media briefing convened yesterday on how the victim had been shot in the chest if in fact the officers had been firing at the motorcycle.
As the media spokesperson, I cannot give an opinion on this.
Have you been informed of this?
I have been informed. It is the judicial medical officer who is conducting the post-mortem examination that has the power to make a statement on that.
The police officers say that they fired because the motorcyclist did not heed their calls when they flagged him down. But the pillion rider who survived gave a statement which you could have not mentioned. Can you tell us now, if possible, what that youth said?
The youth notes in his statement that they had come forward and had stopped and had attempted to move again. He says that he was seated behind when the gun was fired. That is what he says in his statement.
යන්න උත්සාහ කරා මේ අවස්ථාවකදී මම පිටිපස්ස සිටියේ මේ වෙඩි වැදීම වුණා කියලා. ඔය එක තමයි ඒ තරුණයාගේ ප්‍රකාශය සඳහන් වෙන්නේ.
The body of the victim of the police shooting, Subhash Indika Jayasinghe, was brought to his home in Kitulwala, Mirigama early this morning. The 23-year-old was a father of 1.
අක්ෂරට මගේ පුතා ගියා ඇඳගෙන මගේ ළමයා නැවතුවලු අනේ නැවතුවල පාදේ ළඟට ගිහින් පිටෝලේ දියලා වෙඩි තිබ්බා කියන්නේ
මේගොල්ලෝ එහෙම හප්පගෙන යන්න ආපු කට්ටිය නෙමෙයි මොකද බයික් එක ඇවිල්ලා හප්පගෙන යන්න බෑ බල්ලෙක් හැප්පුවත් බයික් එක පෙරලෙනවා ඉතින් ඒ වගේ අවස්ථාවක මේ පොලිසියෙන් කියන්නේ බොරුවක් කියලා මේ මුළු ලෝකෙම පැහැදිලිව පේනවා එහෙම අවස්ථාවකදීත් පොලිසිය හදන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝගේ වරද වහගන්න මේගොල්ලන්ට නැවත පාරක් වරද පටවන්න
කිසිම අවස්ථාවක තමන්ට මරණීය තුවාලයක් සිදු නොවන අවස්ථාවකදී
Our law has not given any individual or police officer the right to use a firearm against an unarmed individual when there is no fatal wound to them. I believe that at this instance, this police officer must be arrested and produced in court.
පොලිස් නිලධාරී මහත්මයාව අත්අඩංගුවට අරගෙන අධිකරණයට ඉදිරිපත් කළ යුතුයි.
What are your views on the shooting by the police that claimed the life of one individual in Pasiala? You can log on to our Facebook page and post your comments there.